Policeman killed during gas station robbery in St. Andrew. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is mourning the death of a policeman who was fatally shot during a robbery at a Texas gas station located at the intersection of East and Beechwood Avenues in St. Andrew. Corporal Christopher Simmet, 47, who was attached to the Kingston West Division, was off duty at the time of the incident. Reports are that about 10:54, he unknowingly drove onto the scene of the robbery at the gas station. One of the 5 armed gunmen immediately approached his vehicle, opened the driver's door, saw his firearm and opened fire at him. The policeman was shot, relieved of his firearm, and the men escaped in the vehicle resembling a taxi. Members of the public assisted Simmet to the hospital, where he died while receiving treatment. When reporters visited the scene, staff at the location were still visibly shaken. The robbers held up some of the pump attendants outside and took cash. They also held up and robbed the cashier inside. The St. Andrew Central Police are investigating the incident. 4-year-old killed in crash in Westmoreland. A 4-year-old, who was one of 2 pillions on a motorcycle, died in a collision in Negril, Westmoreland on Friday, according to a police report. The child's name was not released. 7 people have died on motor vehicle crashes since the start of December, 2 less than the comparative record last year. The police report that the motorcycle was traveling along the Hopewell Main Road when the driver allegedly failed to keep to the left and collided in the left front section of a motor vehicle, heading the opposite direction. The driver of the motorcycle and the tools were injured and taken to hospital, where the 4-year-old died. A total of 344 people have died on Jamaica's roads since the start of this year, a 13% decrease year-on-year. In the meantime, Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, said the girl's death has pushed the tally of the child's fatalities so far this year to 21. Dr. Jones said 6 of them died in motorcycle crashes. Dr. Jones is imploring people who travel children to be extra cautious and ensure their safety.
It's an uncommon tragedy when a child dies anywhere. It's even more acutely felt when a young child, 4 years old, dies on a nation's roads, which is what happened yesterday. And so now we have 344 persons who have died on our roads, and 21 of these are children between age 0 to 18. 6 have died on a motorcycle, and 3 of them were pillion passengers. The death of children in this age cohort is one of the factors which is driving the road safety program internationally, the campaign. This should be a wake-up call for us in Jamaica, even though it's late in the year. We're not only losing adults, which is bad enough, but the future of our country, the young children, are dying also. In this context, then, we need to do everything and to pull out all the stops to save our children. You ought not to have 2 children riding on a bike with a driver, which is what happened yesterday. You should only have 1 passenger. And drivers who are driving with children need to have an extra sense of caution. We need to protect our children in cars, in buses, on the streets, and when they are riding on bikes.
PNP calls for peace and meaningful support to Barbican community following double murder. Caretaker candidate for Northeast St. Andrew, Stacey Knight, has called on the relevant authorities to take immediate, decisive action to restore peace and provide meaningful support to the Barbican Grand Spend community. This is in the wake of the shooting of 3 people, 2 of them fatally on Thursday. In the wake of the incident, the police imposed a curfew and beef up their presence in the community. This is in a bid to prevent any counter-reprisal attacks. It's theorized that the shooting is another in a series of reprisal attacks in recent weeks, with a man from the neighboring community being shot dead and Ashley's son being killed last week. In a statement, Knight lamented that their relative of Ashley, who were preparing for the funeral for her son this weekend, now would have been planning another funeral for her. Knight said Ashley's murder has left another shattered family and community struggling to cope with yet another senseless act of violence. She noted that the chain of retaliatory killing is no solution, as it only breeds fear and further destabilizes the area. The caretaker wants the authorities to, among other things, implement community-based programs, focus on conflict resolution, values and attitudes, which will rebuild trust and strengthen family lives.
I recently interacted with Mama during one of my visits to the community. She spoke with raw pain about the loss of her son. This relentless destruction of families is ripping apart the very fabric of our society. The perpetual cycle of mourning is wearing us down, and the crisis of violent crime has reached catastrophic proportions. Our children are forced to numb their emotions in order to survive. So they risk becoming the next generation of perpetrators, locked in this cycle of violence that offers absolutely no resolution to the disputes that are at the root. I am calling on the authorities to take immediate, decisive action to restore peace and provide meaningful support to the community. This must include, firstly, heightened police presence to prevent further attacks and to protect residents. Secondly, counseling services for grieving families and for those traumatized by this tragedy. And thirdly, community-based programs, ongoing, focused on conflict resolution, values, and attitudes designed to rebuild trust and to strengthen family life. Our young people need hope. They need to see a path to happiness, to success, and a better future. Where are the opportunities for them? Where are the investments in economic development and projects, programs that instill values and that build community resilience? This is not just about preventing the next attack. It's about addressing the systemic issues that make violence seem like an option.
P-Step boss earns doctorate in psychology. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary McKenzie, head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch P-Step, has successfully earned a Doctor of Psychology degree. Dr. McKenzie pursued his studies at Atlantic International University through an online platform from September 2018 to October 2024. In an interview, Dr. McKenzie expressed pride in his academic achievement, acknowledging the challenges of balancing his demanding role within the police force with his studies. This accomplishment added to his impressive academic credentials, which included a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of London, earned in 2024. His educational journey began in 2006 when he earned a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology and Political Science from the University of the West Indies, Mona. He later obtained an Associate of Science in Police Studies and Management from the University of Technology, Jamaica in 2007. In 2013, he earned a master's degree from UWI and a postgraduate certificate in road safety for low and middle income countries from the University of Delft, Netherlands. Prosecutors searching for scam artists behind forged online banking receipt. After narrowly escaping trial in a larceny by tip case, a 20-year-old man is now assisting prosecutors to nab the alleged mastermind behind a fake online banking receipt scam. The young man appeared in Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Friday on larceny charges after he allegedly agreed to purchase an iPhone for $45,000 and provided an online banking receipt forwarded through WhatsApp, proving that he had transferred the money to the seller's bank account. The seller, another young man who also appeared in court, reportedly handed over the cell phone in good faith and only found out later that the receipt was forged and the transfer had not been completed. Appearing alongside his sister and his mother, who stayed out of courthouse citing stress and blood pressure issues, the accused pleaded not guilty, claiming that he had not been the one to create the receipt. The case would have been sent to trial as the judge deemed the young man's response was, at best, an excuse not to defend, especially as he had still sent the fake receipt to the seller. Under questioning, he revealed that a person known to him had committed the act. With assistance from an attorney present in court, as ordered by the judge, the young man provided evidence including texts between him and the alleged mastermind. The attorney confirmed with reporters that the accused had actually given the money to the reported architect of the fake receipt to transfer to the victim. That evidence, along with the fact that the phone was handed back over to the seller with money to pay for damage incurred while it was in the possession of the accused, and his promise of assistance, persuaded the prosecution to enter no evidence against him in the larceny case. They are now hoping to catch the suspected manufacturer of the fraudulent receipt, described in court as a scam artist. The judge, in releasing the young man, stressed that he had gotten lucky and warned him to be cautious with his online friendships and transactions.
Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.